HD Nation. Let's ride.
HD Nation.
I don't know.
Let's ride.
That's gonna be my thing when it Chubbs. I got one thing to say.
All right, let's get it. Yo. Welcome back to another episode of House Divided Sports Podcast. I am one of your three amazing hosts, Dwayne, here with my guys, Chubbs and Smooth. And NFL season is back, so we're going to go ahead and get started into it. But before we go ahead and get started, a few housekeeping things. Make sure you guys are following us on YouTube, House Divided Sports Podcast. Appreciate it and love that you guys have been showing on YouTube. Make sure you guys like that video as well. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification, become part of Noti Gang. And also follow us on TikTok, House Divided Sports, and Instagram and Facebook at FTO Entertainment. Before we get started, Chubbs and Smooth, y'all got anything y'all want to say to the people?
All season is back, baby. Let's get it. I'm so excited for the weekend, bro. I got Hulu Plus. I get all the live games, all college games. You know what I'm saying? So I get to watch the live action up close and personal. You know, have my predictions, on point. See it in high definition, call Wayne and Chubbs out on their BS. You know what I'm saying? Because I see what's happening in high definition. Because a lot of the times they act like they don't be paying attention and watching football.
We are HD.
I don't know if you ever saw any of the Hulu commercials. They are not high definition. The fake Damian Lillard and Baker Mayfield have other things to say about that. Chubbs, you got anything to say to the people?
I just gotta say, HD Nation. Let's ride. Let's get into this.
All right, man. We had our first football game of the season last night, Thursday night. Bills versus reigning Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams. The Bills win in commanding fashion, 31-10. So before I give my recap, I want all of you guys to give you a recap. And I'm going to start with Smooth because he's coming with hate early this season. So, yeah, let's go. Let's start with hate.
Well, first of all, I don't know if Wayne put out the graphic. I had the Bills winning. I didn't really have a prediction of the score, but I was right.
Wait. Before you go, I didn't mean to cut you off. But we are keeping track. And right now, me and DL are up 1-0, and Chelsea's a loser. We're keeping track. At the end of the season, we're going to crown a winner.
One game. Look how much y'all talking for one game. That's game.
I don't know. I was right. The Bills, they looked great yesterday. Before we got on live, or before we, start recording, Chubbs had asked if the Bills are that good or if the Rams are just, on that Super Bowl high. I think it's a mix of both. I think that's probably one of the worst games that we'll see from LA this year, but at the same time, they were playing the Bills. The Bills are the favorites to win the AFC this year, and are the favorites to come out of the AFC and go to the Super Bowl, maybe even win it. So I wouldn't be surprised. Big reason as to why I picked Josh Allen to be my number one pick in fantasy. Shout out, he gave me 31 points this weekend.
So far,
we're on to a good start. Offense looked great. Josh Allen started off I think he was like 11 for 11, 10 for 10 before he threw his first pick, which wasn't his fault. And after that, I think he was just able to read the defense pretty well, make changes, make audibles, get the ball out quick to avoid the pass rush from Aaron Donald. The defense picked up where they left. Well, I wouldn't say picked up where they left off because they left off pretty bad last year against Kansas City. But as far as the regular season goes, I think the defense is, back on track to be one of the top defenses in the league moving forward, only allowing 10 points. Their best cornerback was out, Tre'Davious White, and he was able. The defense was able to still hold that team to 10 points and then create 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions. I just think overall the Bills just lived up to the expectation. Nobody could have guessed that score, but I really do. I really do like what I'm seeing from the Bills. As far as the hate goes, Wayne said that I have some hate. I don't have hate. I just think that people, mainly Dwayne and another one of my friends from the gang, are just being a little bit too. I don't know what the word is, but they aren't giving credit where credit is due when it comes to Stephon Diggs. And I think that they are babying these players a little bit too much. By these players, I mean Jalen Ramsey a little bit too much. If you want to, I'll let you all go before we get into the actual debate on whether it was blown coverage or, just bad technique. So if
that's the same thing. Like, what are we like? I don't understand what we're talking about. But continue your point. We'll talk about it later.
That's gonna be a clip. We're gonna take a poll and see if blown coverage and bad technique are the same thing. We will
the bad technique led to blown coverage. I don't understand. Like, what's the? We'll talk about it later.
When we talk about it, I'll break it down to you from a defensive back, because I don't think you've ever backpedaled in your life, so I can't really take your opinion.
But it doesn't matter when another defensive back and an all-time great defensive back also said the same thing.
Well, that's what tends to happen when you do that in front of the media. But I've been in that position, and I've also been in that position to try to
Joey
butter it up, to try to butter. Again, I told you who I talked to and who backed me up with my statements. I told you, y'all consider him one of the best players you've ever played with. So
we're going to believe D. Brown and be like, yo, his word is law, but fuck Richard Sherman.
I mean, it came out. Hey, but we'll get into why
D. Brown played man, so he don't really understand it. Like, Richard Sherman is the zone guy. You know what I'm saying?
I can explain that. Chris, do you want to go ahead first? Because, man, I got a lot to say about that.
I mean, continue. I'm having fun watching this. Like, man, you're basically already said what the game.
You want me to present the argument? I want
to watch this. Go ahead. Hey, fade room.
DL is mad because he's saying, "Oh, Jalen Ramsey got cooked by Stephon Diggs on that touchdown."
First of all, said burnt. I said he got burnt and dusted. Those were the terms that I used. Dusted, meaning he got blown by. So continue.
He had blown by, blown coverage. We're just using semantics here at this point. But he was saying, he got blown by. You did say he got beat. He got whooped. But you was like, Stephon. Yeah. And we was like, yo, that was bad. That was blown coverage. Because if you watch the clip, Jalen Ramsey has his eyes on two the whole entire time, not his eyes on his receiver. So the receiver runs by him. And then he's like, oh, shit. And then he goes after him and chases him. Which, if you watch the clip, is clearly blown coverage. But to DL, bad technique is just bad technique. And that bad technique cannot lead to blown coverage. So I'll let you go ahead and continue. That's all I had to say about the subject matter.
Well, I just say that that's completely false because if the coverage is – because I'm going to explain exactly why that's false. Because if the coverage is cover 4, you have no read on number 2 at all. Is that right or wrong? As a cornerback, your responsibility is deep.
You should be getting back.
Deep fourth on the number 1 receiver. You do not have a number. No, Wayne. I'll let you talk. Let me explain.
I'll let you explain.
You do not have a number 2 read at all. That is the safety's responsibility. Secondly, he was not looking at number 2. He was looking at the quarterback, trying to guess the route from Stephon Diggs. If you look closely, he did not slow down at all when he saw the number 2 slow down. He was not playing the number 2. He was he was running back in his little back pedal, whatever it was. And once he realized that, he's actually speeding up and he's actually about to blow past me, it was too late. He did not cover his assignment, which was a deep fourth, because he was trying to guess the route. That is what happened. He was not looking at number 2. He had a visor on. How do you know he was looking at number 2? I guarantee he was looking at the quarterback because I have been in that position as a cornerback playing in deep fourth. That is your responsibility. Deep fourth. It was bad technique. It wasn't blown coverage. It was bad technique because he was guessing the route.
Bad technique led to bad
play,
coverage. Thank you, Chubbs. The bad technique led to a blown play, which was blown coverage. I'm just gonna read an excerpt. No, let me read. I'll let you talk. Let me rebuttal. I'm gonna read an excerpt from Richard Sherman, an All-Pro cornerback. Since DL's bringing out guys for college.
Super Bowl champion.
I'm bringing out Super Bowl champion and one of the best zone corners to ever play the game of football. On second viewing, this is just verticals into the boundary. Eyes on number 2, not feeling the speed of number 1. Looks like cover 4 or palm. Spent too much time waiting to see if number 2 broke out. So he was looking to see if number 2 will break out. And which I said,
bad technique.
Which led to what, DL?
Oh my goodness.
Chubbs, am I saying anything wrong or foreign? I'm agreeing with DL that it's bad technique, which led to a blown coverage.
Like I said, I just feel like we have two different takes on what blown coverage is because in the past, I've blown the coverage by playing cover 2 and I'm supposed to be in cover 3 and literally giving up a deep route because I have the flat. And
is there only one definition to blown coverage?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I see. That's what I see as blown coverage. Literally playing the different coverage than what you're supposed to be playing because he was still in the position to make a play. He was not running. He was in the
he wasn't in a position to make the play.
Yeah, to your point saying you got stuck in cover 2 when he thought it was cover 2 when it was cover 3. He knew it was cover 4. He's in the NFL. He knows that shit. He was trying to do something, made a bad decision, which led to a blown coverage.
No. Thank you. That's not like blowing. That's why I say I don't agree with the term.
Stop. When Trayvon Diggs, Marcus Peters try to make a play on the ball, and it's a mess. They don't make a play, and they gave up a 60-yard touchdown. That's a blown.
So basically, anytime a receiver catches the ball is a blown coverage. That's what you're saying.
Because they're obviously not doing it. If they're supposed to be in cover 4 and they're not going back, like your point, you're making a point.
But the thing that's killing. The thing that's killing me with this is DL's acting like Stephon Diggs did a move, he did a shimmy, did a shake. Stephon Diggs, he just ran straight. He just literally ran straight. He just ran straight.
To the next topic, bro, because I did not say that at all. I say he got dusted.
Hey,
I didn't say.
But back to the Rams and Bills game because we're getting too analytic and personal here. Yeah, way off track with these. Look, it was a blown play that led to a touchdown. Can we all agree to that?
Let's get what's your thoughts on the game? Let's get the game aside, Trey.
I was honestly look. I thought the Rams were going to look a lot better. Their offensive line severely disappointed me. Clearly, the money is. You see where the money's going. It's not going to that offensive line because
retired.
Yeah, retired. They didn't look very good. Their run game was stale. Kemp Akers barely got any love. It was all Henderson, which no one's scared of Henderson. He's not making no defense worried. But the only bright spot in that offense yesterday was Cooper Kupp. Now, I'm being real. Is he not? Allen Robinson? Allen Robinson didn't really get open like that. People didn't really make it.
I watched some of the All-22 today, and he got open like that. Somebody was just not looking his way.
But did those plays end up resulting in a what?
And it was 4 incompletions and I think 3 catches.
That's almost half and half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
the 4 incompletions were towards
But
Cooper Douglas.
It's only week 1. Let's all settle down. But Bills did look very good. I was skeptical of the Bills because I was I don't know how they're going to respond after that stuff. But Von Miller looks scary on that defense. Von Miller had 2 or 3 sacks. I can't remember exactly, but he had multiple sacks.
Yeah, he had 3.
He had two.
He looked like he was out there having the time of his life playing.
Yeah.
That defense is very good. The Bills are a serious contender in the AFC and for the Super Bowl. So I don't know. And Josh Allen. didn't miss a beat from that AFC game championship that he lost. He was out there dotting stuff up. So I mean, that team's going to be scary. Even Devin Singletary looked pretty good, and on a defensive line that has Sean Robinson, Aaron Donald, and Leonard Floyd. I don't know who the other DN is, and Bobby Wagner at the linebacker. So Bobby, but you know what? The analysts were saying, the sports commentators made a point during the game. Since they don't have that guy that Von Miller was, like, on the other side of Leonard Floyd, they don't have that pass rushing threat. Bobby Wagner 9 times out of 10 has to step up and blitz. That's what he was doing all night, basically, stepping up in that A B gap, whatever you want to call it, where the guard and tackle is. So I don't know. That's how they're using them. So
facts.
They're not really using them any other way. But he was making plays, like stuffing the hole, filling the hole. So, but they disappointed me. That defense was supposed to look a lot better than I saw, and that offensive line highly, highly disappointed me. So I was wrong. I had the Rams. Stafford didn't look too great. I mean, like I said, the only one that really did his normal stuff was Cooper Kupp, on the offensive side.
All right. I'm going to get into my biggie bag. This was terrible Rams, good, not great Bills. The Rams defense still forced 4 turnovers. The Rams defense made a team that couldn't really run the ball last year look effective running the ball. The Rams offensive line got absolutely destroyed and couldn't run the ball versus a team that was bad versus the run last year. I say all this to say the Rams look like a team that didn't have their quarterback, who had their quarterback unable to practice for a majority of training camp. As we know, Matthew Stafford is dealing with a lingering elbow injury that mostly baseball players have. And you can clearly see the effects. They didn't look in sync. It looked like the game plan was throw the ball to Cooper and throw the ball to Cooper. That's what the game plan looked like it was. Defensively, it was just lollygagging, bad technique by Jalen Ramsey a lot during the game. Bobby Wagner looks like a shell of himself. Somebody argued with me like a month ago that he was the best linebacker in the game. I could clearly see he's no longer the best linebacker in the game. And then for Matthew Stafford to only throw the ball to Allen Robinson twice, and it being once every time he threw it to him was a 3rd or 4th and long, short of the sticks. For example, his first completion, I think, was in the first quarter, and he didn't get another target until the end of the game on a 4th and 17 from the goal line, 4th and goal from the 17-yard line. This was absolutely disgusting. Let me finish before you go. But I also say this about the Bills. Josh Allen did look kind of like an MVP candidate last night. He looked like an MVP candidate last night. But I wasn't even the most impressed with him. The person I was most impressed with was Von Miller in that defensive line. And this is why I always say a pass rusher is almost just as important as a franchise quarterback, because he could change the trajectory of your entire defense. When you have an elite guy like that, which you can see, the Bills last year had the blitz to get pressure. They really didn't have to do that last night at all to get pressure. They were just rushing for, and it was like, all right, Von Miller, do his thing in the first half, 2 sacks. All right, now we got to double team him. Now everyone else has one-on-one opportunities, and they just have to win it. So having a veteran guy like that and him looking that elite, he's still like a top 10 pass rusher in the game last night. So potential defensive player of the year candidate as well, and that'll be very impressive. So I think it was more bad Rams than it was great Bills, in my opinion. So I think the Rams will bounce back. Just remember last year, 31-3. That's what the Saints did to the Packers on opening night. So
I just want to make a point to our viewers. Yes, Cooper got the ball thrown to him a lot, but think about this, what I'm about to say. He got the ball targeted 15 times, caught the ball 13. That's highly efficient when you're throwing the ball to
Didn't
receiver.
two of them lead the picks?
I don't know. But I'm
And
just
then the
saying.
two incompletions were picks. I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
the
think
two
two-
incompletions were
And
picks.
the
Maybe
last 5, don't fail to mention that the last 5 bring
But let's not
They were
act
in
like
huge garbage
let's
time.
not act like there wasn't another person that had double-digit targets. The tight end. So
not act
Stafford
like
be
the
throwing
next
to
That's
other people.
let's not act like the next receiver had
Digby
only
got
6
11.
targets.
Digby
The
got
next
11
receiver
targets.
had only 6 targets, Chris.
I said it,
That's
man.
fine.
I said it.
That's
I said
fine.
the way that
That's
Matthew
telling me
Stafford
one
only
thing
throwing
about
it.
Stafford.
Matthew Stafford was only throwing to the white people. It got to be racially
It-
motivated.
It looks to me Stafford is looking super sway. Super's not up. He's not open. He's
Question.
throwing to the tight end. That's what it looks
Well,
like.
I saw Cooper Kupp get double teamed, and Allen Robinson was 1-on-1 on the sideline with a rookie corner on a streak, and he did not throw him the ball. He still tried to force it to Cooper Kupp.
Well, that's Allen Robinson deciding to play for
So
the Rams. So
why
I
do
don't know
we
what to
praise
say.
Cooper Kupp for doing what Julian Edelman was doing with the Patriots?
Julian
He's
Edelman never
winning.
got 2K, bro, and never had the most
Close
touchdowns
to
in the
it.
league and most receptions or most
Because
yards.
Julian Edelman. All right, so timeout. Pause.
Bro,
First of all, Julian Edelman was playing with Gronk, and then when Julian Edelman was playing with Cam, they were on track to probably do that. You said it yourself.
Why do you always try to bring Julian Edelman up, bro? Why is he always a player? Like, why we always got to talk about Julian Edelman, bro?
Because Cooper Kupp is to the Rams what Julian Edelman was to the Patriots. bro.
No, he isn't.
Stop.
Cooper
Yes.
Kupp is to the Rams what Randy Moss was to the Patriots.
You guys are ridiculous right now.
Bro, I just think you just like don't like him because he's a lit white receiver or something. I don't
No,
know.
I-
That's what
I
it's
think
looking
he-
like to me because you got a problem with him. I don't know why you got a problem with him. He
I'm
balls.
going on record. I think that Cooper Kupp is a good receiver, but he is not a great receiver. He is not a number 1 receiver.
Oh, we're clipping this.
He what?
A number 1 receiver by default because he gets the ball so much.
Why
They
why
made
is the
him
ball?
But DL, he has to be getting open for him to get the
That's
ball
what I'm
down.
saying. That's the whole point. How do you not acknowledge that?
By your logic, Julian Edelman is a number 1 receiver. So what are we talking about right now? How is that not the same thing?
Bro,
How did we get back to Julian Edelman?
That's what I'm saying. But my
I'm
point
saying
is,
by you all's logic, bro. Julian Edelman is the number
Julian
1.
Edelman, he was the number 1 receiver for the Patriots. No one's saying that.
but he's
No
nowhere.
one's denying that.
And the last year,
There's a lot of people that are number 1 receivers for a
last year that
team.
he was playing with Cam. Him and Cam was on track to probably be the top duo in the league before Cam got COVID.
But all right, my question is,
Are we talking
time
about?
out.
Wait,
Time
are we
out.
talking about 3 games? Are we talking about 3 games?
What else do you go off? If you play 3 games, you play 3 games. What else do you go off of? We're going off of 1 game right now. He had 128 yards, and we're talking about he had 13 targets.
We're talking about we're going off of last year, DL.
Bro, he did it every game, DL. Every game.
So
Let's stop it.
Every game.
and we move on. Make that bet with me, bro. The bet that I put in the group chat yesterday. Make the bet with me.
About what?
About Cooper Kupp not being the top 3 receivers if the next receiver after him doesn't have 25 plus
Bro,
within 25 targets.
All right, this is why I was arguing the whole time. This is why I'm arguing with you the whole time. How stupid does this sound for a quarterback, a franchise quarterback, not to throw to his number 1 receiver, not to look his way when he is open? If he gets a lot of passes, that means he's doing his job to get the ball. I don't understand that logic about 20 more, 20. I get he's getting the ball more, but he's getting open.
That is true, but there's a lot of times where he's waiting for him to get open when there's someone else already open.
It's
I think that's
inefficient.
probably deals.
Bro,
It is
but,
inefficient.
so we all play football.
We literally watched Matthew Stafford last night wait for Cooper Kupp to get open. There's other people
Okay,
open.
but my question is now:
Are you happy?
do coaches not scheme for their best weapons, like to get the ball?
They do, Chubbs, but then that's on McVay for making Cooper Kupp the number 1 read on every freaking play.
Why would he be the number one read? Because he'd be getting open.
Chubbs, if you're gonna wait 5 seconds for Cooper Kupp to get open, and there's somebody open within 2 or 3 seconds, that's not an efficient offense.
Then why are we getting on Cooper Kupp for catching the football? That's on Matt Stafford.
I'm blaming Matt Stafford. That's what I'm doing.
This one over here past you isn't saying Matt Stafford. He's discrediting Cooper Kupp.
He's saying his stats are inflating. That's what he's saying. He's saying his stats are inflated.
It's like Steph Curry effect. The more threes you take, the more liable you make them. You want to make them.
All right, stop it, Dio.
Makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
I'm just saying the Rams are running an inefficient offense by waiting for Cooper Kupp to get open every play when he's going to be one of the main targets on the defense.
128 yards with 10 points. But we'll take it. We'll take it because he has 13 receptions. Okay.
That was a very ineffective 13 seconds. All right. The NFL, hold on. The NFL season has officially started, and we are going to predict week 1 predictions. And we're going to go by each game. Everyone's going to give who they have winning and the reason why. So let's go ahead and pick first game. We have 49ers at the Chicago Bears. Chubbs, who do you have winning and why? And then Dio, you're next.
I got the 49ers winning. I know we're still trying to see how Trey Lance is, but looking at that Bears team, I don't think they got enough to hang with the 49ers. 49ers got that defense still. They still got a running attack. Trey Lance is going to make some plays here and there. I know he's still getting into this QB1. But that Bears O-line is a big question mark, and you can see that they're in a rebuilding mode. They just traded away Khalil Mack, which they gave up a ton for. You know what I mean? So they're not going to be. They're going to be like a 4 or 5 win team. So I got 49ers here. Better team overall.
I too have. Should I go against you? I don't want to. I don't want to be the. Now, I got the 49ers winning. If Chicago wins, it'll definitely be an upset. I think the 49ers still pretty much have, the same team as last year. They did pretty good last year. But Trey Lance ain't working out. They still got Jimmy G coming to clean up the mess. And I just think Chicago is, still in the process of, finding their niche and getting back into, being a good franchise, a competitive franchise. I don't think this is their year. There's no reason why the 49ers shouldn't win this game. So unless Trey Lance just poops it up. But like I said, I still think they got Jimmy G, Debo Samuels, IU. I think the offense is going to be pretty efficient and productive as well as the defense. So I should give them the edge.
Yeah, I just sweep. I have the 49ers winning. Trey Lance, dark horse MVP. They're going to have a good running game. The Bears just don't have nothing. I'll be surprised if the Bears win 3 games this year, in all honesty. Darrell Mooney and Justin Fields have big hype for them. I think they'll be really good in the end, but right now I just don't see them winning. So let's go ahead and get to the next game. We got the Pats at the Dolphins. Yale's team. So, Chubbs.
Oh, my God.
Well, I'm going to go with the Dolphins, and it's not just because it's DL's team. They have a lot of hype going into this season. They've made a lot of big moves. They got, deep ball Tua now. So we got, I got to see it, I'm going to trust the acquisitions they made. It's Mike McDaniel's debut game. I didn't hear great things out of Pat's training camp with the reports that came out. So I'm going to go Dolphins. I know the offensive line's still iffy, but they got the athletes, they got the receivers. If Tua is what our friend Joey says he is this year, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league, should be a good year for them. So I got the Dolphins.
Move.
Man, you already know what's going on. Boys. Got my boys winning. There's no way I can bet against my boys. Tennessee-based game, a divisional game. I think Bill Belichick is going, to be able to scheme around stopping Tyreek Hill. I don't know if Jalen Waddle's playing. Is he playing?
I thought so.
I'm pretty sure he's playing.
Last time I checked, he was questionable. That's why I asked.
I saw that too, but I think he's playing.
Okay, well, I think that if our biggest threat is to basically stop Tyreek Hill running deep, not knowing how accurate Tua is going to be, our defense is pretty good. We probably didn't look good in the preseason, but that's just because none of our starters played. We got Malcolm Butler, we got Devin McCourty back there. Jabril Peppers is a good nickel. I think we're going to be able to scheme up something to hold Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to say shut him down. To hold Tyreek Hill, which is the biggest threat. I know that the Miami defense is also pretty good, but I just think that Mac Jones. I'm still not giving Mac Jones too much credit, but I think Bill Belichick is going to be able to scheme up something, and Matt Patricia is going to be able to scheme up something to just be efficient.
That's what worries me, though. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's what worries me, though.
Not having Josh Daniels anymore.
It's not that, and this game, it really is going to come down to if you guys can run the football, because they got a very good secondary. If you cannot end up getting any yards on the ground with your running backs, which that's going to be the key, if their D-line shows up and stops y'all, I don't know how your receivers are still questionable out there, and you're going against Xavier Howard. Holland's pretty good. It came off really good rookie year. They have good DBs everywhere. They got Jones still.
I think we have receivers.
That's what worries me about that game.
Catch the ball. Like, if we have receivers that can catch the ball, we may not have no yak yarders or no deep, no big play guys, but we have consistent players. And with the system that we run is perfect for those types of players. And I just think if we can manage the game, keep our defense off the field, run out some clock, and move the ball efficiently, I think we'll be good. And then, like I said, on defense, if we can stop or hold Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle just because of their speed alone, we're going to be in pretty good shape. But I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if we lose, but I'm not going to bet against my team. I never going to bet against my team.
As you shouldn't. I mean, it's going to be a game of the trenches, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I have the Dolphins winning, and I don't think it's going to be close. Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, and Bill Belichick sharing responsibilities of calling the offense. I don't trust it. I actually think this is going to be the beginning of the demise of Bill Belichick, and that era is going to be officially over. I just don't see the Dolphins have, as I mentioned, a really good defensive line, front seven, and they have probably one of the best, if not the best, secondary in the league. Versus these receivers, they can play man all game, and no one will get open on these guys.
No blitz or safety.
Mac Jones all game. Same thing they did to Lamar due to lack of receivers. If you don't have any good receivers versus the Dolphins, you will get burnt and you will lose. The Dolphins will have a great year this year mainly because of their defense dominating games, in my opinion. So I don't think it's close. I think the Dolphins win probably 31-10. So just like the Bills game.
Let's be real, though. Any rushing team that's good at running the football, they can stay in the fights with the teams, even if it's like any given Sunday. As I'm just saying. I have my Dolphins also, but if the Patriots can run the football this weekend, if they can run the football this weekend, it's going to be a lot closer than you think.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
But I don't
think they'll be able to run the ball on the Dolphins' defense.
That's what we got to see. I mean,
that's what they're going to be. Their
too.
main focus on stopping. They haven't beat them in the last 3 times they played.
I just don't think Tua's going to be. I think he'll fold.
I mean,
I don't think Tua will need the ball to beat y'all.
But our defense is pretty good. Our defense is top ranked.
The defense was pretty good last year, and he beat you twice. He didn't have to be good.
You're right. But they beat us every year once.
And he didn't have Tyreek Hill.
He didn't have a left tackle. And
you no longer have J.C. Jackson.
Yep, that's a fact. Who are your corners? Oh, yeah, okay.
He's not even starting. You guys have a rookie starting.
You got Jalen Mills. You have Jalen Mills.
And there's a rookie that took Malcolm Butler's spot. I think he's going to play nickel. And he's older now, so he's not stopping Tyreek. We can agree to that.
I didn't say stop. I said hold.
He can. He can get called for defensive holding. That's what he can do.
That's funny.
Make you eat them words. Bro.
Next, we have the Jets at the Ravens.
It's not at the Ravens, and it's in New York.
It's in New York. I thought it was at the Ravens.
No, it's
in New York.
All right, in New York. Flip the order. Ravens at the Jets.
Change the whole game, right?
See what happens when you put all them damn matchups in the instead of just looking at them online.
I did it on purpose so I could keep track of what everybody picked. If you look at the doc right now.
I'll go first.
Oh, you just did. You must have just did that.
I'm obviously going to go with my home team. I'm going with the Ravens. Not a shocker. I know Lamar hasn't played a single preseason game, but I think he's going to come out and have a ball. I think Isaiah likely is going to have a pretty big debut against these DBs, and you pair him with Mark. Still questionable to see if JK plays, but I think we're going to win by 17 plus points against the Jets. That's my hot take. But the Jets got Joe Flacco playing. Maybe it's a revenge game type of thing for him, but I highly doubt it. I'm excited because we have a pretty solid defense this year. I think we're going to shut down the run game because they don't really have a great offensive line. They do have some pretty young, decent receivers. We got some DBs that should be there that can lock up with them and match up pretty well. I think it's going to be a wash of a game, honestly.
All right, smooth.
You see this fuck? You're about to lose. It's like, nah, I got the Ravens winning, bro. There's no reason why I should lose this game, bro. Despite y'all not having, we keep on making that references to y'all not having the receivers, but I really don't think y'all need too much to beat the Jets. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think y'all need too much to beat the Jets. The Jets haven't really shown me anything. Y'all defense probably gonna play pretty well. Stop Breece Hall. I mean, I think Breece Hall is gonna have a decent game, but he ain't gonna be enough. It's New York. Zach Wilson's still hurt. Who's their quarterback? Gino?
Yeah, Joe Flacco, man. Just said
Joe Flacco.
Hey, no, is he starting? Because I know that Thursday was doing.
Joe Flacco starting.
Yeah,
Thursday was looking better than Joe Flacco in preseason.
Joe Flacco starting. He's gonna be throwing it to the D line.
He's gonna be a game changer. Former Raven, bro. He might know y'all tendencies.
Yeah,
he might know y'all tendencies. Nah, I didn't know he was this game. I got the Ravens.
Same here. I have the Ravens pretty easily, and yeah, they should win pretty easily. So
should be.
Next, we got the Eagles at the Lions.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I told you with the new acquisition. I said last pod, everybody, new acquisition of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson makes him kind of a threat in the NFC. Even though Lions, I kind of like them. They're kind of like a little spicy team, They got some decent wide receivers that they can make a little bit of noise, but I just think the Eagles are gonna try to make a statement for Week 1 against Lions that they're for real. At least the defense. Jalen Hurts is the question mark. You never know what type of game he's gonna show up with. Hopefully, he has a strong debut this year. But I'm interested in seeing that game. Seeing AJ Brown debut and also, but I got the Eagles, even though I hate their running back that I have on fantasy. So I got to cheer for them.
I too have the Eagles. I think Detroit's looking pretty good, but not well enough to beat, or shouldn't beat the Eagles team. We were just talking about them not too long ago, about them having, all the pieces to, have a solid year. Jalen Hurts has to step up. He has all the pieces to do it. Vontae Smith, AJ Brown,
Goddard too.
Zach Pascal. And their defense is pretty solid too. I don't think the Detroit offense, should do too much against them. They really don't have too many big names besides Swift. and I'm a roster.
Hey, don't sleep on Amon St.
I mean,
Brown.
he's all right. He's all right. But
And they got T.J. Hawkinson. They got T.J. Hawkinson and DJ Chark.
Jared Goff's he's pretty solid. I don't know. There's no reason why the Eagles should lose this game. It might be a close one. It might be closer than we think. But there's no reason why Philadelphia can pull this one out. So I got Philly.
Yeah, I have Philly as well. I do think it's going to be a closer game than we think because of the names you named. DeAndre Swift, Amar St. Brown, and T.J. Hawkinson, who might be the best offensive weapon, and DJ Chark joining the team as well. They got their chance. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than a lot of people think. I got the Eagles winning by 10.
When is Jameson coming back?
Not till like middle of the season.
That'd be interesting to see how he looks with them.
Yeah, so got the Eagles winning by 10 points, so nice. Next game, we have the Colts at the Texans.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I just think they're a better overall team. I like what the Texans are doing. I just don't think they're there yet. So I don't know. Colts are just generally pretty good team. I just don't think Texans are there yet. That's strictly what I'm going off of. The Colts got a great running attack still with that offensive line. I know Matt Ryan is new, but I need to see how they look. But I just don't trust the Texans. That's strictly what I'm going off of. Even though I like their new rookie running back.
He's a hater.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. And Mills Mafia. I forgot Davis Mills. Mills Mafia.
Mills Mafia. Long Neck Nation. That's right.
But, yeah.
Texans might only win 2 to 3 games this year, and this one will be one of them. So I'm about to go with the Colts as well. Yeah, Indianapolis, they're a pretty solid team. I think they're going to finish above 500, probably a couple games above 500. And there's no reason why they should lose to Houston, even though it's in Houston, it might have some momentum in that aspect, but ain't no reason why the Colts should lose to them. So
nope, ain't no reason.
Yeah, the Colts usually win this game and the division as well. I'm on my nasty Texas agenda, even though I love Lovie Smith. I'm mad he actually got this job. I just think the Texans are getting away with a lot of things for the Deshaun Watson situation, and they're just not being punished, so I don't want to see them succeed. So that's just
petty,
bro.
Petty.
That's petty.
It is pretty.
I just think I just don't like how they're getting off with getting picks and.
But he ain't denying it. He's not denying it. He's taking it proudly. I'm hating.
Yeah, I'm hating on them easily. Next game, we got the Commanders versus the Jags. So far, we've been kind of with each other for the most part, besides the Pat game. I think
this is going to be the switch.
This is going to be the switch. I already know where Chubbs is going. Chubbs, you're picking the Jags. Why are you picking the Jags?
I'm picking the Jags. I don't trust the Commanders. I don't trust Carson Wentz. Their running game is still up in the air because, one guy that was actually looking pretty good for them has to wait a couple weeks because he got shot. Robinson was the best-looking running back in that preseason up until that. He was probably going to start. Now they got McKissick, who's going to get a big load of the carries, and Antonio Gibson, who had a bad preseason, apparently having an issue holding on to the ball. So I don't trust their running game. That means Carson Wentz is going to have to pass it a lot, which, cool. I know you like that. I just think the Jags have something to prove this year now that no Urban Meyer. I think Trevor Lawrence, this is a good game to, come out and have a solid performance. You got Travis Etienne's first debut game. Jags spent some money this offseason.
On Christian Kirk.
That's fine. They got Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones.
Money.
Evan Ingram. They got Ensign Lyman.
I wouldn't call that spending money.
So, that's why I'll go with them. I think Trayvon Walker is going to have a big game. I don't really like the Washington Commanders' offensive line. So, I'm going to go Jags.
Smooth.
Man, the Commanders better win this game, bro. If the Commanders don't win this game, then they're a worse team than Jacksonville. Like, they're the new Jacksonville of the NFL.
Which is okay because they have the worst. They have the worst owner in the NFL.
Yeah, but their defense is should be one of the top ranked defenses. Should be.
You're saying this, but
Chase Young's out. So
last year they're supposed to be like that.
They still got three. They still got three other great pass rushers on their line.
they weren't. They do, but when Chase was out, it makes it a little.
They got Kendall Fuller coming back, who's a solid corner. And their linebackers are pretty solid. Their offense is decent. In comparison to Jacksonville. Let's not sit up and act like Jacksonville is, that team just because they got Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? Like, they got rid of Allen Robinson, who was their best receiver, who was better than any receiver that they have now. So I don't think that Jacksonville is going to do too much better than what they did last year. So it'd be a disgrace if the Commanders don't win this game. And they got their defense, so that's a big reason as to why I need them to win. So I'm going to go with Washington, my second team.
Yeah, you guys know, big Carson Wentz agenda going on here. Commanders will win this win in an easy fashion. Where Antonio Gibson from winning precinct, but he's still a good running back, and they'll be able to run the ball effectively versus this Jaguars team, even though their D-line is nasty. I'll give you that. But I just don't see a world where Carson Wentz is going to lose the game. I think he'll have some nice motivation, given that this is the Doug Peterson Jacksonville Jaguars team now. And the Jacksonville Jaguars don't have a corner on that team that can do anything with Terry McLaurin. So I am not worried about that. This is the first time that Carson Wentz will be playing with a consensus top 15 receiver. So I'm fine. I think the Commanders again win this game probably by like 10 points. But yeah, I think Carson has a good game and he starts the season off right. So I have the Commanders winning this game as well.
Done. Yeah,
next, we have the Browns. Yeah, big Carson Wentz agenda this year. Next, we have the Browns versus the Panthers.
I think I know where we're going with this one.
Yeah, I think we all have that big Baker Mayfield agenda.
I got the big show. I got Carolina. I think he's about to fuck them up.
You said right.
No, he said that. He never said that, but he said that. Like, come on. That is Baker, Kansas, right there. Oklahoma versus Kansas, where he told them to suck it. Yeah. So, Carolina, that team's not going to be the same until Deshaun is back and being a quarterback for that team. I don't trust Jacoby Brissett. I've seen too much of Jacoby Brissett over the years with different teams. Even though that team does have a running game, Browns do have a running game and a decent O-line. So, and a good defense, but we'll see. See what happens. But I got Carolina. Revenge game.
This is actually tougher than I thought, bro. I want to get
in Carolina or Cleveland.
I want Carolina to win.
It's in Carolina, right?
Yeah,
it's in Carolina.
Okay. I want Carolina to win, but I don't think it's going to be a wash. For the simple fact of just because they don't have Deshaun Watson and still have the pieces.
They still have a great running game.
Yeah, they have a great running game. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Right? Getting traded soon.
Yeah, I might have to check on that. And they still, Amari Cooper. So I don't know, man. But I'm gonna have to go because earlier in one of our earlier episodes, I said that Baker is on his revenge tour. I'm gonna have to stay consistent and give it to Carolina in this one. I think he is out for blood. I think he's going to,
get it back in blood.
Yeah, he's going to come out with, a passion to win. He has some good receivers around him. The only thing that's questionable with me is that defense. how they're going to feed against their run game. Who's going to shut down your receiving threats, but at the same time, Cleveland they got. I don't know if I'm confident in Cleveland's quarterback, so that's why I'm giving Carolina that overall edge. But I do think it's going to be, and that's going to be another game to watch for. It's going to be closer than we think. But I think Carolina's going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I have Carolina winning this game by a field goal at the end of the game. I think, like Chubb said earlier about the Patriots, a team that can run the ball can stay in the game, and the Browns can certainly run the damn ball. And they have two-headed monster back there, the best running back duo, in my opinion, with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. So something to watch out for. So I do have the Panthers winning, but barely squeaking it out. So next game, we have the Steelers at the Bengals.
Oh, I'll go. I got the Bengals. I don't think you got a surprise there with my pick, but I don't trust the Steelers offense just quite yet, and that's really what I'm going off of. I know they got a solid defense. I know they're probably going to stop the Bengals a lot, but I think the Bengals are also going to stop the Steelers offense a lot. So, but I do think if Joe Mixon's eventually going to find the end zone, I think Joe Burrow is probably going to throw probably 2 or 3 touchdowns. Probably 2. That's really what I'm going to say. 3 is going to be hard because Steelers got a good defense at the end of the day. I don't know how healthy TJ Watt is because, I know he would have that lingering. Is he good now? I know he was lingering.
He's healthy, Chubbs. You keep saying he's healthy.
Well, but I got the Bengals.
In divisional matchup, first divisional matchup of the season, I'm going to have to go with the underdog. So I'll put the Steelers. I'm gonna give this one to the Steelers, but I don't think I think this series is going to be one of the split series. Pittsburgh going to win the first game. Cincinnati's definitely going to win the second game. I think that because of the fact that the Steelers defense is so good, it's game 1. I just think Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow are going to be the trio that they're, focusing on. And with that being said, it's the first game of the season. Prepare for that. You stop that. I think that's going to be, something that's going to give the Steelers the edge because their defense is already pretty good. Cincinnati's defense looked terrible in the preseason. And the Steelers' offense looked pretty good. So I'm going to give them the edge on offense.
They look pretty good. Their offensive line did not look pretty good.
They look pretty good. All 3 quarterbacks were moving the ball.
About running.
You say running?
The running game did not look great, Wayne.
Passing game.
I ain't saying nothing, bro.
But Wayne, you watched it though. Wayne, like that passing game didn't look bad, but the running game did not look great. The offensive line did not look great.
Yeah, like I said, Cincinnati defense didn't look great at all either. So
they still got guys like Trey Hendrickson.
I just give the Steelers a slight edge in this one. This might be a 7 to 10 point win for Pittsburgh, but whoever wins this game is definitely losing the next. So this series is split, but I go with Pittsburgh in game 1.
Like DL said, first game of the season. Last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo, and no one had them winning that game. And they won that game by playing great defense and keeping the game close all game long. As long as the Steelers are able to keep games close, which I think they will do this year because of their defense, they'll be good. The Bengals defense is not that impressive. Bengals defense is impressive when they know you have to be in a passing situation. If we can avoid those situations, get good plays on first and second down, I believe the Steelers will win this game. So I have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning with a Chris Boswell field goal at the end of the game. Think Mitch can lead us down the drive and a quick drive and score. Like Theo said, the DBs on the Bengals, the outside of their safeties, their corners are not that impressive to me. In my opinion, Mike Hilton is nice and he's good, former Steeler. I give him that credit. But outside of that, enough good. I think our receivers win that edge. Offensive line has looked terrible in this preseason, but I think we'll be able to put it together now now that we know who our starting quarterback is and have trust with him. So I have us winning. I have TJ Watt having a big game, a very similar game to Von Miller had, but he will force a fumble as well on Joe Burrow, as well as the additions of Levi Wallace and the additions of Miles Jack will really help the defense. And I think Devin Bush will be back to himself this year. But I have us winning this game in a close one on a game-winning field goal.
All right.
Next game, we have the Saints at the Falcons.
I got the Saints, man. That defense is supposed to be pretty solid defense this year. I don't think the Falcons have too much weapons besides Kyle Pitts. Drake London's a rookie. Running back, I don't think Cordell is going to do exactly what he did last year. I don't think he's repeating it. I do not trust Marcus Mariota that much. So I'm going to go with Saints. I like what the Saints got. I think James is about to have a big year. I think Alvin Kamara is going to ball on the ground and in the receiving game. I think Tyrann Mathieu is going to have a few picks. He probably going to get one. I'm going to say he's going to get one this weekend, Tyrann Mathieu. I got the Saints.
Hot take. The Atlanta Falcons will win this game. This is going to be one of these upsets. I have no reason as to why the Saints shouldn't win this game. But
Come on, man. It's in division tendencies. Come on. I thought you were going to say that again.
But with this one, Atlanta sucks. But I just think this is going to be one of the
games. They play them 2 years every year. Come on, man.
Be one of the games that the games of the weekend that this is the one that we're gonna be like, damn, Atlanta beat New Orleans this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna be the upset of the weekend.
Could be.
Marcus Mariota and Kyle Pitts will be, will do what we expect them to do. I just think it's gonna be a sloppy, nasty game. Honestly, I don't really trust Jameis too much right now. I think as the season progresses, we'll see the OG.
Bro, you don't trust Dr. Jameis Winston?
Dr. 30 for 30, 1 for 1.
You didn't see him talk about the human body in his last interview?
The elbows.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that we're all symmetrical. We're symmetrical. You got one arm, one bicep, two biceps.
They like your knees.
It was so funny, bro. James Winston is a funny dude, bro. Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I just think it's gonna be one of them games that's just like sloppy. But I just think Atlanta pulls it out, honestly. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Falcons.
I have the Saints winning, but I do think, really with DL, that this can be a game where it's upset. Drake London, Cordell Patterson, Tyler Algieri, rookie running back for the Falcons. And the Falcons have a good defense. They have some weapons, man. Grady Jarrett don't have no elite pass rushers. AJ Terrell, Casey Hayward, that's some good corners right there that can match up really well with those receivers on that side. So key matchup to go against Troy Anderson. They got Rashawn Evans, Deion Jones. Some key matchups to watch to see if something goes crazy there. But that can be a potential upset, but I still have the Saints winning. Very close game.
Have we had any updates on Mike Thomas lately?
He might be playing.
I know he got his hamstrings so hurt.
It's questionable.
Next game, very big game right here. We have the Raiders at the Chargers.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
The Raiders at the Chargers.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chargers. I'll pull the gun with them. I think they're gonna split. I think you'll get the Chargers this first one. Ain't no particular reason. Both teams are really good teams. I think it's gonna be a really good game. I just think the Chargers might score more touchdowns than the Raiders. But I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Well, that's the object of the game, Chris.
Well, no, but I think they're gonna go
I
back
think they're
to
going to
back.
score more points.
But you know what y'all know what I was trying to get at. I just think it's going to be a shootout, and
When the clock hits 0, somebody got to win.
I think the Chargers probably going to get a couple of stops just strictly.
Yeah,
This will be strictly because they're going to get a couple of stops because the Raiders' offensive line is terrible, and they got to block Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa off the edge every play that they try to pass the football. So good luck, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
No, I was saying, did you hear what Stephen A. said? He was like, Mary had asked him if he what team he expected to score the most points. He said the Chargers, right, in week 1. And then she asked him who's going to win between the Raiders and the Chargers. He said the Raiders. I was like, how does that make sense? If the Chargers are going to score more points, how are they going to beat the Raiders? But I know, I just thought that was funny. As far as who wins this game,
I stuck with the same team, so sorry, Stephen A.
I'm gonna have to go. I think it could go either way, but I'm gonna have to give the Chargers the edge only because they're in Los Angeles. I think this could be a game that could go to the last possession. You know, one play can make a difference. And maybe whoever wins this game makes it to the playoffs out of the other team. In my opinion, I don't think that this will be a split series. I think whoever wins this game will win the next game as well. With this being a Tennessee-based game, being a divisional game, I think the Chargers are not way better, but have a big advantage on defense more so than offense than the Raiders do. So I think that's what's going to push them over the edge of winning. So, and then you got Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. They're pretty similar quarterback. Obviously, Justin Herbert's better, but Derek Carr is a better receiver. But like I said, I think the Chargers have a better defense, to contain Devontae Adams as well as the run game. So I just think that the Chargers will pull this one out, and when they do, they'll probably get the next one as well. And they're in LA, so yeah.
This matchup scares me because my defensive player of the year I have winning is Khalil Mack. I have been winning defensive player of the year this year. But I have the Chargers losing this game. I'm going with the Raiders. I have Devontae Adams having a pretty great game against J.C. Jackson and the crew. Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. I believe he'll be able to run the ball as well. I just think that this is the game where Derek Carr solidifies himself as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He's going to put the league on notice to show that he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, and this is going to be the game that he does it and put everyone on notice. It is going to be a tight game. It's going to be a shootout. I have the Raiders winning 38-31. Next, and I have Chandler Jones having a fantastic game, by the way. Next game, I have Chiefs versus Cardinals.
I got the Chiefs. I don't know. Cardinals, I know they got some players on the defense side, but they don't got a full defensive unit. That really scares me for that matchup against the Chiefs. I know Chiefs are missing Tyreek, but I think they're going to prove that they don't really need Tyreek. I think they're still going to be highly efficient, a highly efficient offense. And on the other side, Cardinals, I know that they could be a highly efficient offense, but they're also missing DeAndre Hopkins, even though they just acquired Hollywood. So there's a lot of question marks still to be answered on that Cardinals offense, I believe, on who's going to produce and who's going to do what and come up with the big-time play. And I don't think you really see that much on Kansas City because Patty's going to get these receivers right. So I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going with the Cardinals. I ain't gonna lie. Um, until I see the Chiefs without Tyreek Hill, they're gonna have to prove something to me. We've seen what the Cardinals can do. And they've only gotten better, in my opinion. They haven't gotten any worse.
Yeah, we was on the show. We predicted them to not even have a 500 record.
Who? Who predicted them not?
Us.
Did I?
When we found out, when we found out D Hop was not going to be here for the first 6 games, we predicted them to lose literally almost every one of those games.
Did we?
It's okay though. It's all right.
James Conner, they still got Hollywood Brown. They picked up Hollywood.
They have a top 5 hardest schedule in the league this year.
But
I'm not here to catch you.
I'm just saying, I just don't trust the Chiefs right now without having Tyreek Hill, bro. That's it. And if they prove me wrong in week 1, then I'll probably pick them moving forward. But Travis Kelce being basically the only thing you have to stop on offense is kind of concerning for me. Stopping the tight end isn't that hard. No, I'm not gonna say it isn't that hard, but it's not as hard as it is to stop in comparison to stopping a receiver, outside receiver. And the Cardinals, they got Buda Baker on defense. You know what I'm saying? They got a pretty okay defense, so they should be able to contain him. Kyler Murray making plays. Hopefully he lives up to his contract. I just think this is one of the games that the Chiefs let get away from them. Hopefully, so I can prove my point. Nicole Harmon, he hasn't proved himself yet. If he's going to be their number 1 receiver, don't trust Juju. That man might go and dance on the logo again before the game gets smacked. So I really, I don't really trust him yet. So he's going to
Where's Juju? God damn it, he's with Jackson. Get his ass over here.
They just going to have to prove me wrong, man. So I got Arizona. Even if they do go into 500, this is going to be one of the games that they win. Okay.
I have the Chiefs, and I don't think it's going to be close. Patrick Mahomes' record without Tyreek Hill has played 5 games in his career without Tyreek Hill, 4-1. Patrick Mahomes' stats without Tyreek Hill: 103.1 passer rating with 1,700 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes will be just fine without Tyreek Hill. We should see what Tyreek Hill is going to look like without Patrick Mahomes. That should be the real question. People thought the MVP campaign started yesterday with Josh Allen. The real MVP campaign will start this Sunday with 2 quarterbacks. But I'll just name one right now, and that is Patrick Mahomes. He will throw for 4 touchdowns. He will throw for 300-plus yards, and the Chiefs will win by a margin of 17 points. I don't think this game will be close. You say you're worried about Juju. When Juju's not the number 1 receiving target, he's damn near the best second receiving target in the NFL. So the running game looked a little good. They still got a running back by committee. Then they're going to run the ball a little bit more, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire won't have to be worn down. And they have the best tight end in the game, and also they still have speed out there with Van Ness Scantling and Mecole Hardman. So I have the Chiefs winning, and I don't think it's going to be close. Chris Jones, they got Carlos Dunlap, they got George Karlaftis, rookie. I think their defensive line is much improved than it was last year, so I have them winning. Next game, we have
names. There's a lot of unproven names, man. That's all I'm saying.
Giants, Titans. I have Patrick Mahomes.
It's gonna be an easy one for me. I got the Titans. I told y'all know how I feel about the Giants. They've been a big disappointment the last couple of years when they've had a pretty decent looking roster. I don't think this year is going to change anything. I think Dad needs a year of trying to really get a chance to build his team. I know he did a little bit in the offseason, but that's hard. You're taking on a team that barely got wins last year. So he needs a whole year to, improve this team. So I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going with I forgot. You said Giants, and I forgot who was Giants and who. Bro, I didn't
You
even
picked the
talk about
Titans.
The Titans. Titans. I forgot. I didn't even say anything about Titans yet. Derrick Henry, I don't think he's going to miss a beat. I know he came off an injury last year and whatnot, but I think he's going to pick up where he left off. I hope they don't give him as many carries. I still give him the ball a lot, but you don't need him to get hurt having 300 or something carries by like week something. Week 8 or week 9. So I'm going Titans.
I too am going with the Titans. Giants just suck. So, I just don't trust them. Daniel Jones, not impressed. Having Ryan Tannehill, Malik Willis as their backup. I think we actually might see Malik Willis play this week.
I don't go that far.
Based on the fact that the Tennessee will probably blow the Giants out. I think it's going to be a blowout. Derrick Henry, missed 7 games, still had 900 yards. Crazy. He won't, like you said, he won't miss a beat. They got A.J. Brown no more, but it's still, I think, Teddy 2 times is going be able to keep him in the game, manage the game well. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game from Tennessee. Not even close. So, yeah, I'm going Titans.
I have the Titans as well. The run game will be a close game, though. Titans really didn't improve this offseason. But it's going to be a close game just because neither of these teams are good in my eyes. So, yeah. Next, we have the Packers at the Vikings.
Well, I got Packers. I think they got a really solid defense still this year. I think it's going to keep them in games, or not in games, but keep them having the advantage in games because they still got Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. Their wide receivers are going to get it together eventually. Aaron Rodgers is going to stress that out of them and create pressure and like make diamonds out of them. I think one of them is going to shine. I think that one receiver is going to be Dubes or Dobbs. I don't know how you say his name.
Romeo Dobbs.
I think he's going to have a pretty big role in this offense to come. And you still got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So I like the Packers here. Vikings, you have a good team. It's going to be a close game, I think. But I just don't trust Captain Kirk. Like, even with big games, he tends to fold in the fourth quarter.
If you trust Carson Wentz, you trust Captain Kirk.
Well, I don't trust Carson Wentz, so I'm not trusting Captain Kirk.
Heineke.
But that's my pick.
I love the Vikings, bro. Aaron Rodgers ain't the, he ain't gonna be enough to beat the Vikings alone. Dalvin Cook being the top 5 running back in the league. Pairing with Adam Thielen and Kirk Cousins who can manage a game, I think that's enough to get the edge over the Packers. I know they got Jair. They have a pretty decent defense. But I just think that the offense won't be as efficient as they should be early on in week 1. I think as the season progresses, the Packers will be better. But Minnesota has more chemistry than the Packers do, I think. So I just think that that's what's gonna, and they're in Minnesota as well. So I just think that that's gonna give them, what they need to win this week 1 matchup, division matchup. So I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
You like that? You like that? We are talking about the Minnesota Vikings. It's been a couple of years now where the Vikings are almost there. The Vikings are almost there. They're there. The guys at Darius Smith who said this week, I came to the Vikings to play the Packers twice a year. He feels slighted by them. And they got Daniel Hunter on the opposite side of him. They got Watts, who they drafted as well, who's a really good defensive lineman. They got Harrison Smith. They got Booth, who they drafted as well. They got some good young corners. Shout out Josh Metellus as well, Flanagan alum, Dirty Bird alum. But more importantly, they have the best freaking wide receiver in the NFL on their offense. Like Theo said, they have a top five running back in Dalvin Cook. Have Adam Thielen, who's one of the best number 2 receivers in the league. And they also got Irv Smith Jr., who's going to be an upcoming tight end as well. I have them winning. KJ Osborne. I also think Jalen Reagor is going to have some positive impact on this team as well. I have them not only winning this game, I have them winning this division. So that's why I have them winning this game.
Okay.
Next game. It's a Sunday night game. Bucks at the Cowboys.
Bucks at the Cowboys.
Rematch of last year's game 1.
I'm going TV. Tampa Bay again. I think it's going to be a repeat of last year type of thing. I think Tampa Bay's going to win again.
Smooth.
Fashionable.
How about them Cowboys, baby? You thought I was going to pick Tom Brady and the Bucks, didn't you? Nah, I got the Cowboys winning this one. In Dallas, we got a Dak Prescott. We got Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb. Hope he's playing this week. I know he's questionable. We got Trayvon Diggs still hot. I just think the Dallas is going, they're just going to pull this one out. It's going to be a close game. I know Tom Brady probably going to do his thing. I know y'all may not trust Dallas defense. You may be concerned about Dak Prescott. And it is Tom Brady. Never bet against the GOAT. But this week, I'm placing all the chips on the board. I'm going Dallas. In Dallas. 31-24.
Nice. New face, same case. I'm going with Tom Brady. New face and all. I got the Bucks winning this game. I think a lot of the noise that we've been hearing out of their training camp, Brady's going to do what Brady does and shut all that shit up. And he's having trouble with his wife, so it's clearly he chose football over his wife, and he didn't choose that for no reason. So I had the Bucks winning this game, and it's going to be a good year for the Bucks as well. So Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, and the crew, I got them winning. Ultimately, I don't think the Cowboys' run defense is elite enough to stop Leonard Fournette and the crew from running the ball down their throat. Pause. Broncos and Seahawks for our last week 1 game.
Broncos country. Let's ride. I got them. Russell Wilson is about to light up Seattle. There's not really much to say about it. Seattle does not have enough to match up well against the Denver Broncos. So I'm going to leave it at that. Russell Wilson's going to get a dub in Seattle, and it's going to be hilarious.
Let me just say I'm mad as hell that this is a Monday night game. This Monday night game should have either been Chargers and the Raiders or Tampa Bay and Dallas. But
They did this for the storyline, DL. The storyline.
This is so nasty. I'm out to go Denver with this one. Russell Wilson just gonna lead the charge, and I'm just not confident in Seattle at all. So, that's the play.
Yeah, I agree. I have the Broncos winning pretty easily. Russell Wilson probably would throw for 4 to 5 touchdowns, and it's the Wilson legacy begins in Bronco Nation. So, Broncos country, let's ride. So that was all for our week 1 matchups. So let us know where we win. We will talk about it on Tuesday. Who won and who won this week's challenge between the 3 of us. So we'll keep a running tally of score. Do have everyone marked down for the teams that they pick. Now let's talk about the NFL playoff predictions. So we're gonna start with the AFC. We're going to name who we're thinking going to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seed. So Chubbs, I'll actually DL, you started off.
NFC, you said NFC first?
AFC first.
AFC, I have Bills obviously at number one. At number two, I'm gonna have to go with the Chargers. Number three, I'm gonna have to go. As these are divisional games, I have to think about divisions. Three, I'm gonna have to go. I understand division. Yeah. Miami. I'm gonna go Miami at three.
They can't be three
Why?
because you got the Bills one.
Oh yeah. That's how I'm trying to sort this out in my head.
So you got to pick somebody from the north or somebody from the south.
I got Bills. I got Chargers. From the north, I'm gonna have to go with Baltimore. I can go Baltimore. And my last team would have to be who am I missing?
The Colts
Somebody
division.
from south. Colts or Titans. Just one of those two teams.
Titans.
And then
Titans. And
wild cards.
my wild cards would be New England from the bottom up. It would be New England, Miami at 6, or Miami at 5. I'm sorry. So New England would be 7, Miami would be 5, and at 6 I would have to put. Oh, this is hard.
7 spots.
I want to say Kansas City or the Raiders.
Still got 2 spots. First
Yeah,
seed
you
gets a bye.
really think 3 people are coming out of that goddamn?
I told you that.
You're
I
out of your
that
mind.
division. They're probably gonna have the same record in that division, bro. So
Yeah, 10-7.
that's 500. That's playoff worthy. I don't know. That's tough. 5 Miami, 6. I'm not confident in Kansas City. Vegas, Raiders, 7 New England, and
That's it.
yes, okay, yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go next. Chubbs, you go last. So the first seed I have Kansas City Chiefs. I have them going 13-3. 13-4. 13-4. Second seed I have the Baltimore Ravens going 12-5. Third seed I have the Bills going 12-5 as well. And then I have the Colts going 11-6. Fifth seed, I have the Raiders going. Sorry, I apologize. I have the Raiders going 11-6 as well. No, sorry, I have them going 12-5 as well. I have them going 12-5. I have the Bengals going 12-5 as well. And then I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think a lot of people are messing up and thinking that the West is going to be the division with 3 people coming out of the playoffs. I have a feeling that it's going to be the AFC North. I'm not just saying that because it's the Steelers. I just have that feeling. I think the guys in the West are going to beat up on each other so much that they're not going to be able to handle everybody else. Mainly the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos. I think the Chiefs easily win that division. I have the Steelers going at 11-6, going to the playoffs. And again, I think Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. The reason why I have the Ravens at 2 is I was talking all shit all season. And I wanted Lamar to get his contract so he can be comfortable, so he can be relaxed, so he can be relieved. Everything I was saying was contingent on him signing that agreement. And because he didn't sign it, Lamar feels disrespected. And a disrespected Lamar is a scary Lamar, in my opinion. So that's why I have the Ravens doing really good things this year, and I have Lamar finishing second in the MVP race.
Interesting.
Football season, time to lock in.
I respect it. All right. My number one, I got is Buffalo Bills. I liked what I saw last night. I think they're going to win that division. I think, they're the favorite coming this year. They're my number one. My number two, I agree with y'all. Everybody said the Ravens. I think they'll end up being the number 2 seed. I think they're going to win the division. They got a pretty easy schedule. Not the easiest. Like they're like in the top 10 for schedule.
Top 10 easy schedule. Yeah, that's why I have them.
So I think they're going to be pretty high in the win column. So they should get that too. 3, I'm going to go Chargers. I'm going Chargers at 3.
They can't be 3. Oh no, you got them winning. Oh, all right, never mind.
I got them winning it at 3. I think that I think that division's going to be tight. I think anything can go with that division. It could be any one of them, honestly. But I'm going to go Chargers at 3. I think the Colts win their division easily. We don't think backfire with everybody agrees. Colts are going to win that.
Y'all pick the Titans.
Oh,
I bet the
Titans. Well, never mind. Not everybody agrees. But Colts number 4. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Now, I'm going to go Chiefs number 5. I do believe they find a way still to get in the playoffs, even being in a really hard division. At 6, I am going to go with the Dolphins. I think they squeak in. It's going to be tight. These wild card spots are going to be tight, but I think they're going to win enough games to get a playoff spot. And my 7th seed team will be recurring from last year. I think the Bengals are going to get in that 7th seed and make playoffs. I don't think AFC North is going to get 3. I don't think the AFC West are going to get 3. It's because I think it's going to get really tight with these records, with them type of teams that are very good, that have a chance to make playoffs that are not going to get in because of a couple games.
I forgot about the Dolphins, so I will take my Steelers out and put the Dolphins in.
So the AFC North, not the AFC, the AFC, you got.
I'm lying. I'm taking the Bengals out and I'm pulling the Steelers in.
Whatever. I've said this on this podcast before. The AFC is like the West in the NBA this year. It's going to be very competitive.
Patriots don't miss playoffs.
So that's my AFC.
Y'all ass. I don't even know how the hell you think y'all making playoffs. Y'all be lucky. Y'all gonna be lucky to win. Y'all gonna be lucky to win 7 games this year. Honestly.
We'll see.
All
right, man. That is all that we had for this. Oh, I'm tripping. NFC. I'm wilding.
You go first. Your turn.
So, I'll go NFC. Number 1, I have with the best record in the NFC. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 2, I have the Minnesota Vikings. Number 3, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 4, I have the 49ers. Number 5, I have the Green Bay Packers. Number 6, I have the Washington Commanders. And number 7, I have the New Orleans Saints.
I was about to say copy and paste what you just said, but then you put the Commanders in there. I don't think they're making playoffs. I got everything very identical.
I got the Commanders 7th. At 7th, actually.
To you, that's what I'm going to say. I think my 7th seed will be Dallas instead of Commanders. I agree with everything you said except for the Commanders.
Nah, fuck that. I don't.
I do. Except I'm flipping the Vikings and the Packers. I think the Packers still win that division.
At number 1, I got Tampa. I agree with that, Tampa. Number 2, I have surprisingly, I have the Rams. At number 2. Number 3, I got
the Rams. Yeah,
I just like I said, I think that the Rams just played
they
the worst.
didn't look too good. So this is my
Worst
predictions
game of
right
the
now.
All right, I'm taking the Commanders out. I'm putting the Rams in.
Yeah, then I agree. I agree with that. No Cowboys.
Number 3, I got the Cowboys. And number 4, I have the Vikings. 5, I have the Packers. 6, the 49ers. And 7, I have the Eagles.
Okay, I like that. All right, those are our NFL playoff predictions, man. Before we get out of here, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Make sure you guys are following us on all our social media platforms. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and download it on the audio platforms. If you're on the audio platforms, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and hit the like button, man. Until next time, my name is Wayne, Tubbs, and Smooth. I got anything I want to say to people before we get out of here?
Don't got much, but be ready to hear me talk my shit if Lamar has a big day. Just saying.
Hey, man, I'm going
even though
100% on my picks this week. I guarantee it. I promise you. Mr. Prophet is back. Mr. Always Right.
Mr. Always Wrong.
And then football season is officially underway. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Until next time, we are out.
Back to old fashioned.
I don't know what happened. It is not played right there. There you go. No, it didn't play. All right, man. We're out of here, y'all.